All right, what are diets? If you push your tab menu and look at your status report, you will see preferred foods, and you have these little nice geometry shapes here. And you can even scroll over them in the corner to see the percentages of each of them. So basically, it's 3 different types of foods that you need to raise the percentage of, and then it affects these buffs and or debuffs if you don't have the diet. There is a difference between herbivores and carnivores a little bit. So for herbivores, starting from the time you load into the game, from the time you're adult, you will have these same 3 diets. For carnivores, however, up until you are 50% growed, you have no preferred diet, so you can eat any meat except for if you're a Utah eating another Utah, you'll get the cannibalism debuffs and no diet. That's kind of the exception. So you have no preferred food as a carnivore up until 50%, and then you do get your diets, and we'll go over a little bit more of those later in the video. Now on to the status report. So what diet does for you? I'm going to put a nice little header for that. So as you can see here, we have perfect diet right now. We have 30% health regen, 30% stamina regen, the night vision increase percentage, which I don't know if that is exactly noticeable yet in the game. Probably the biggest thing that people are going to be paying attention to is the growth rate increase, 120%. We have the locked health regen increase. So locked health regen, that's basically you get into combat, you take damage, and a percentage of your health is going to be slower to heal than normal. So with perfect diet, that locked health is going to be able to heal off faster. You have the bleed regen increased by 15%. Is that talking about regenning your actual blood pool or healing off bleed damage that is currently occurring? Can you answer that? Should be blood pool. Got it. Thanks, Chica. Fracture regen increased by 15%, so healing fractured bones and things like that faster, and scent range increase. So now we have poor diet, right? Poor diet deteriorating, and we're starting to see these negative effects start to pile up. And the new one that is going to be on the screen now is the attack power decrease. Now this goes down to, I believe, a negative 30% with the patch notes. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But yeah, the longer you have and stay at this poor diet, you will have this attack power decrease, as well as negative percentages on literally everything else. So you do not want this to happen. You want to fulfill your dietary needs. So really quickly, just going to show you the sniff and finding your diet. You'll see up on the radial compass, you can see the dietary sign that is attributed to that food. So you will see it like that, and it will pop up green for herbivores. And then one more tip with sniffing is we'll go out here and show you the long sniff. So notice how this boar pretty much pops up as soon as I sniff for like 3 seconds or so. Watch when I get a little bit further away. So now that the boar is further away from us, we're going to hold sniff for longer, and that scent range kind of goes out the further and longer you hold it. So eventually, there you go. You can just barely see it, and I had to hold that for about 10 seconds. So if you're trying to sniff further and further away, just hold sniff for longer. Do that long sniff, and this works for herbivores and carnivores. So now we're going to look at carnivore diets a little bit, starting with the Utah, because there is some differences between the carnivorous species. So as you can see here, fresh spawn, preferred food, no preferred food as a juvenile. So I can eat anything except another Utah, because Utahs cannot do cannibalism. They will get a cannibalism debuff, and I will show you that in just a little bit. But I can eat, whatever else food. It will fill up all 3 of these diet geometry pieces at the same time, and I will receive the growth benefits and everything else. So now we're going to grow ourselves to 0.5, and we will be able to see that we now have our preferred food. So pretty much each diet need has an AI attached to it as well as player controlled dinos. So, you know, boar, Teno, Pachy. So we have our boar AI, Carno, Stego, rabbit AI, hypsi, dryo, pteranodon. No AI in there yet, but eventually there will be, probably. So that's what you need to focus on hunting for the Utah. Only one to not have debuffs. Oh yeah, that's a good point. You only have to have one diet to not have debuffs. Thank you, Chica, again. So if you are a Utah and you have this no preferred food as a juvenile, don't let that fool you. You are not meant to eat other Utahs, and we'll show you the cannibalism debuff for Utahs here in just a second. Once I take a few bites of this, you'll see I'm getting no dietary needs met by this. It hasn't filled me up at all. And then we have this cannibalism debuff, which is a random bite. My hands are off the keyboard. You'll see me do a little snap here and there, and it's kind of random. It does do damage. So you can actually, like, if you're a full-grown Utah and you eat Utah and have this, you know, you can like accidentally bite and kill juvies that walk up to you. I've seen it happen. It's really funny. But it does do damage. It will mess with your attack, so you can't, you know, attack again while it's happening. It triggers the cooldown, I'm pretty sure. So you are not incentivized to eat other Utahs as a Utah. All right, so now on the Carno Diet. Just going over that quickly. Pachy, Teno, Utah, and you will see Carno. It is incentivized to be a cannibal. Go out there and eat your Carno brethren. Please do it. Yeah, get them out of there. Goats, dryo, deer, and then it shows all of the biomes, which where they spawn, and generally you will see massive amounts of AI and probably not have too hard of a time with them. So now we're having a look at Deino Diet really quickly, and as we can see, it is also incentivized to be a cannibal. You also have the elite fish, sea turtles, which the Deino doesn't really have that much access to coastal yet, so you're not probably going to have to worry about the sea turtles too much. These are all player-controlled dinos at this point right now, so you'll have to catch one of those, an actual player to get that. And, well, all of these are players. The S is as well. So the only thing you're going to have consistently as an AI Deino is the elite fish. But with this update, you know, the rivers are deepened. There's more chances for Deino to actually land the lunge attack and be successful. And there's other Dinos. So that's Deinosuchus Diet. So here's a quick look at Pachy diets. We've got horn melons, southeast swamps, agave in your central grasslands, and your coconuts, which are on the coastal region. So one thing to note about these coconuts is you use the Pachy ram to get them out of the tree, even though oftentimes you'll find them on the ground. But you'll see if I hit the tree below 50% growth, I'm not going to knock any coconuts out of the tree. But then as soon as we go above 50% growth, at least, then we will be able to charge the ram and knock coconuts down. And that's Pachy. The Teno Diet. Let's check it out. Mountain ash, southeast swamps, wild potato root, riverbanks, radish root, northwest grasslands. And these location descriptions are actually quite accurate now, as opposed to before where everything was kind of ubiquitous. All right, Stego Diet, marigold, central grasslands. Easy. Sumac, southeast swamps, pumpkin, northwest grasslands. So if you haven't seen a trend yet, you have a lot of stuff in the northwest, one diet, stuff in the center, your second diet, and stuff in the southeast swamps. So that's where your migration pattern is going to be for your Stego, Teno, and then the coastal for the coconuts on the Pachy. All right, now that we're in paint, we're going to do a little bit of drawing to kind of give you the general area of where, you know, herbivore diets are. So your southeast for your Teno and Pachy and Stego is going to all be in this general area. Right. I would say anywhere in here, you're probably good to find your dietary need for the southeast. Your agave and marigold is going to be up in this area, and then whatever is in your northwest is going to be in here. Now, for Pachy, it's a little bit different. The only place I've found coconuts so far is this western area, okay? So you have to, you know, cross this river here, and in this western area, you'll probably find your coconuts. I explored a little bit up here. I didn't find any, but, you know, somebody else might be able to leave a tip in the comments of where else they've found coconuts. But so far, this is the only place I've found coconuts. And there probably is some up here in this general area. So you'll just have to explore around and get acquainted. And now, as far as the AI, we'll use red. They also are like very much concentrated in these areas as well. And down here, you'll have a lot of your turtles. There's a lot of turtles and crabs up here, crabs down here. Your bullfrogs are at old oasis, like we've seen, and probably in the swamp and things as well, like that. So that's pretty much a little description and map layout of certain diets. All right, now's the part of the video where we're gonna kind of talk about like what I think the macro part of diet and player movement is. And, you know, I'm not a game developer, so take this segment with a grain of salt. This is just me playing the game and having ideas. So basically, what we've gone from so far was before this current update where we actually have diets spread out, we had everything pretty much concentrated in here. You could get 3 diets in one sniff and sit in a bush. Now we've gotten rid of that, and the map is more divided, right? So you have these segments where you can't get what is here, it also in center. You can't get what is in here, also in center. So you have to travel from each biome, which is great. That's what we needed. So now that we have that, and it's really good for herbivore migration and things, and to incentivize, you know, not being in a bush, being able to be hunted and play defensively and survive, and much more interactive gameplay. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions about diets, just leave a comment in the comments section below. I will get back to you on that and answer any questions that you may have. Come hang out with us on Twitch sometime. We do a lot of the aisle and discussing the aisle and, you know, where the game can go and, you know, all that fun stuff. And we play. So, see you later. What an outro.